What is going on, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Meet the Critters. We're at episode 54. I don't know how, but we're here. I'm Kyle. No?
I'm Joe.
All right. A little delay on that, but it is what it is.
Am I lagging or are you lagging?
I don't know, but we both had an awkward moment there where we're both like, we'll find out on the YouTube.
You look like you're lagging to me, but it might be the other way around.
Well, you look like you're lagging to me, so I guess this stream is just screwed. Hey, everybody!
All right.
Thanks for being here. There's still 5 people in here watching us live, and we love all of you. Who we got? We got Digger, Rachel, Bearded Lunchbox. It's good to have all you guys in here. Yeah. So the episode of this one was when it rains, it pours, and I feel like it sums us up pretty well. But that's how I feel this week has gone for me.
Yes,
this has been a hell week.
Yeah, is it lagging still?
A little bit. Is it lagging for you still?
It wasn't, and then it just did as soon as I said that.
Yeah. We're used to it. We'll work through it. We'll play through. We'll go full LeBron. We play through it. Yeah.
No, so what's been going on with you?
It's been an interesting one. Well, it started out with finishing up that 1,300 pounder, which I had to break up over multiple days because of the heat. So that was a pain in the butt. Then we had talked, I think it was on the last episode, about trying the freezing the trim, thawing it out a little bit, and then running it through the grinder, see if everything flows a little bit better. Just dealing with the temps we're dealing with. And didn't thaw it long enough, apparently. And it bound up the grinder, and we had a power surge, which has led to the entire grinder being torn apart. And replacing a bunch of the junction box, or like the disconnect box, to a 3-phase converter, changed out the receptacle, and then we finally got a multimeter on the 3-phase converter, and we got power going in and nothing coming out. So we're having some fun with that.
Yeah.
But this is where it's like, I envy you, where I don't have like the mind for electrical or the patience. So it's like, I understand it at its core of like, power needs to go here, go through these thingamabobs, and then come back out of here. That's how it works. This isn't. But it's like, I look at like the 3-phase converter, to me is like, this might as well be alien technology that it's amazing I have. Like, I don't know. So, yeah. I don't know. And of course, they're all like, I mean, I bought, yeah, it's a $400 converter. At the end of it, like at the end of all of it, it sucks, but it's way better than something being wrong with the grinder, which at this point, I don't know if anything's wrong with the grinder because I still haven't had power to turn it back on. So we could go through all this, get the converter, and then all of a sudden something's wrong in the grinder itself. So I'm playing a real fun game with that. And then yesterday, I was supposed to be out there cutting up a whole beef, and I got hit first thing in the morning with just like a 24-hour bug. But I started out throwing up at 6 a.m. I slept for probably about 20 hours, like yesterday and this morning. Like I think I was awake for like seeing the kids for like an hour and a half. I was just in bed all day, like dying. I was like, so this is super fun. So now we're going to be juggling this next week with a 2-year-old in the butcher shop, and we're going to see what happens. But yeah, that, and it hasn't stopped.
Take you all week, but got to do what you
got
to do, right?
Exactly. My mom's helping out a little bit. She's going to watch her a day or two, or at least a half a day, so I can get some like work straight through. But yes, it does sound like I need an EMP shield. Yeah. there's like I can look back on it and go, oh yeah, no, that was the moment I should have stopped and realized that this grind, like the grind wasn't going to go through. There was a moment where I went, let's just a little more. And I'm like, that was it. I should have just stopped right there, taken everything apart, let everything thaw out for a day, and then run it through because it would have been perfect. But am I still lagging bad? Can you hear anything I'm saying?
Hold on, let me try something real quick with my. Yes, I'm not sure if it's mine or yours. If someone in the comments could tell us if it's Kyle or if it's my internet, I'm not sure. We've had storms all day.
Yeah, we have storms now, so they're gonna comment back that it's just both of us. It's just two people having two different conversations, seconds apart.
Yes.
But yeah, that electrical stuff. Rachel doesn't hear either of us lagging. So, all right. Huh. Guess we're doing great. I don't know. It's a couple seconds behind us, I think.
Pitt must be, he can't tell. Yeah.
All right. So, let's just run it. But so have you dealt with a lot of the three-phase converters?
Yeah. I was going to try reset my. Have I?
Yeah. Yes.
No, actually, I have not dealt with three-phase converters. I just understand.
Right. How they work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me try something on my internet real quick.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, and of course, then on top of all of that, I'm not just speaking to you, Joe. I'm speaking to everyone. On top of all that, my wife is going away for 4 or 5 days. She helped my sister move from Louisiana to Philadelphia with my 5-year-old, which is going to be look up for updates with that one. But so I will have the 2-year-old here to do take care of here in the farm and the shop and stuff like that. So as on top of cutting up that beef this week, I also have to build a corral to get ready to castrate piglets. So we're going to be juggling quite a bit this next week.
Yeah.
I don't know. My sister moved from New Orleans, the murder capital of the world, and is now moving to Philly, which I'm pretty sure is like the second murder capital of the world. But got a good job, so we'll give it to her.
So, yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah. This is fun. So for those who are watching, who apparently don't see, who don't
so
see
hard because you're talking.
Yeah. So for everyone in the comments who doesn't see a lag, whatever streaming magic works here, I think it's a couple seconds after us, so it self-corrects. For us, we're both trying to talk, and we have to wait 3 seconds to get a response. So if you ever see us in the camera going,
yeah,
that's why. Right. Saying something,
and it's hard. Yeah, exactly. And I don't use my lips when I talk that much, so it's like,
right. Yeah, no one in the right mind moves to Philly. Yeah. Well, it's my sister, so if any of that makes sense. But yeah, so piglet castration's coming up too, and I'm not looking forward to that. Because I think we have more than half boars.
Yeah. That's the worst part about raising pigs. All the rest of it, it's not too bad. Like even them trashing stuff.
It is what it
sucks,
is. You can write
and
it
then
up.
Just castration. I hate it.
It's awful. But luckily, I have someone who is eager to learn how to castrate pigs. And they said they'd love to come over and help. And I said, I'm going to take advantage of your curiosity. And you are going to help me castrate all these pigs. And I apologize ahead of time. Oh, well.
Well, they'll find out real quick.
Right? Digger says the more Joe waves his arms, the worse it lags. Yeah. Stiff as a board, Joe. I want you at attention this entire podcast.
I'll try not to move the rest of. Yeah, I'm not going to try to move the rest of the entire podcast to see if it fixes my internet somehow.
You know what? We were making a joke out of it. You responded immediately after you just stayed completely still.
It's a electro waves going through my body.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, I'm not going to move anymore the rest of the podcast.
This would be the moment for someone to walk in, because then it would be like they already have this this guy's doing weird shit on the internet. And all of a sudden he comes in and hears me blabbing about pig castration while you're sitting in a chair stiff as a board.
We'll make it work one way or another.
Pip, get a grounding rod. That's it.
Grounding.
Put a couple grounding rods on the outside.
Yeah, I'll run a grounding rod right outside the wall and hold it in my hand the whole time.
Do you have any tin foil?
Not in the shop, no.
But
I have been considering moving back into the studio that I started putting together in the basement and using the brand new computer that's sat there for 4 months or 5 months without being touched.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, me too, until I was just thinking about it.
Right. What the hell, Joe?
Well, I moved over here because it was quieter.
Right.
For the most part. But now I've had issues with the internet over here, which is the same internet that's at the house. So we'll see. Maybe I'll try over there next weekend.
Maybe. I was going to say, and also you don't need your kids.
Stick a ground wire into the outlet.
Yeah. I was going to say, yeah, your kids don't need to hear what I say on a daily basis, but then I forgot they're my biggest fans.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Which I posted a video this week. I'm going to post a farm update this week. I'm sorry for everyone out there who watches my YouTube and is like, what the hell? There's no YouTube videos from Kyle. This is ruining my whole month's ruined because Backwoods Butcher didn't post anything. I'm posting again, so I apologize. And if any of you actually say that, you need to go on a date or see a therapist, because I should not be that person in your life. I should just be a goofy guy on the internet.
Yeah, I edited 2 videos last night and this morning of butcher shop updates. I pressed it for you, Zach, but I don't want to move.
Yeah, no, don't move. You can't move. Stream's perfect now.
I don't understand.
Oh, wait, hold on. I think I have no idea. Oh, look at that. There we go. Now it's zoomed in a little closer on you.
Oh. I'll zoom in.
Thank you for producing in the background, Trioaks. I appreciate that. Thank you. Rachel, where is the skull that is behind me? It is currently in the shop. When I had those comedians come up, I took all the really nice skulls and I put them out in the shop just because that's where we're going to be filming. So I haven't brought it back yet. I might keep it out there. This room is just so gross. This is just like my back podcasting / wood stove / dog room. So it just accumulates so much dust and grossness.
Yeah.
That it's like when I pulled that skull out, like I had to wash it before I hung it. And I was like, all right, that thing's too nice to have in here. Country Boy RN, I dressed a duck today. Was it formal or casual? Like, did it have a little duck bow tie, or was it just like jeans?
Or casual tee dressing?
Casual tee. Casual tee is always nice. Possibly a vest. Those are coming back, so I hear.
We got rid of our last 3 ducks today.
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations, sir. That, I wish we had sound clips because I put the applause in there. Congratulations. I need to work on that. We need sound effects. That's what this podcast is missing, is sound effects.
Well, we got to figure it out. Coming to Meet the Critters podcast in the near future.
Sound effects. We can't even do a podcast where we're both on the same podcast. We're both in a very similar podcast 3 seconds in the future.
So we should, I don't know how that's going to work. I'm trying to think how we can do a test run without actually doing a test run live before next week.
Well,
I'll try it in the basement.
I mean, we can just set one up. We can just do like test podcast and just go live for 15 minutes and be like, Is it glitchy? Are we not glitchy? What are you up to? I don't know. What are you up to? And then log off after 10 minutes or longer, depending on who's there. So that'll do that. Perfect. I was curious if it was me, because I've been trying to do, like, when I do Misfit Farmers out here, for some reason now the internet to my phone doesn't reach out here all the way. So it says on my screen that I am like lost connection, but I don't lose anybody, and nobody has said anything about me lagging. So I don't know. Technology. Yay. I hate technology. It's awful.
Which is weird, because the only time I have issues with our internet is doing the podcast.
Yeah.
But I'm almost thinking that it might be the laptop and not the internet.
Might be. Yeah. You can't let technology get in the way of being a superstar.
Yeah. So I actually had something pretty cool happen this week from the Critters podcast. Our actual podcast. Shit. Yeah, a lady that lives semi-local reached out about getting some butcher dates.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Congratulations.
So she hasn't actually booked anything yet. So we'll see.
But she reached out, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then there was a local documentary of a bunch of our local regenerative farms that was done last year. And this couple wanted to buy a trio of meat rabbits. They wanted to start with meat rabbits. Well, they came out and we were talking, and I said, well, I really don't normally sell the babies. We just process them. But the guy that found them for him, he's seen the video, my short on YouTube. And they're like, oh, you do videos? I was like, yeah. They're like, yeah, we're videographers. We're the ones that shot that whole documentary.
No shit. That's awesome.
I was like, oh.
Fancy pants.
Yeah.
You have documentarians coming out to your farm to do stuff. I've got guys telling dick jokes.
Well, it was like an accidental thing. So I'm wondering if I might be able to have them do like a documentary on the whole butcher shop, because they were trying to do one, but the shop that they were using was having a hard time because the owners they don't actually butcher. They just built a shop and they can't find a good actual butcher to run it for them.
Right.
So
that would be huge.
Yeah, it might turn out something. It might not. I don't know. I haven't really talked to him yet.
No, but it's good to have that. It's super cool when you meet people like that, because it's like, oh, all right. Like, I see the beginning of a very good mutual relationship. Like, that could be something cool for both of us.
Yeah. And then the guy that's been here helped me do my electrical, he went to school with my wife and my business partner, and he's into videos. So all week, the last 2 weeks he's been working with me, we just been like bouncing. He's the one that helped me put the freezer together, and he's been helping me with electrical and all that. So yeah, he has a small YouTube channel. He does stuff on Instagram. I'll get his handle and I'll plug it on here for him next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I haven't been able to check it out because I don't have Instagram at all, but
right. I've been playing around with it more this week. I still haven't posted anything on there. I need to, like, especially now that I'm doing like the longer form, like around the farm stuff. I should just be cross posting everything I do. And I still haven't, because Instagram to me feels like a lost cause at this point. But I don't know. So we'll figure that out. But no, that's freaking awesome. That's super cool when like you do find a random one in the wild that also does video content that you just get to geek out and talk about for a minute, because no one else does and nobody else understands it unless you do it. Yeah. And that's what's really cool. And him and his wife are just getting into homesteading and stuff. They just bought like 50 something acres. So, you know, it's just natural conversation on it. And he's doing a lot of videos and stuff, like Instagram reels on it. So I might actually just sign up for Instagram so I can go check out his stuff. Give him another follower. Yeah. Sweet deal. If it's good stuff, we can have him on and he can explain Instagram to us. He's starting a homestead. He fits. Yeah. I'll ask him next week. Yeah, no, as I was filming the video, I was like, I do kind of miss doing these, because TikTok is like, it's how my brain works. 1 minute videos. Like, what's my brain doing in this exact minute and 30 seconds? I'll show you. That's fine. What doing the longer form and like then getting into the edit and all that stuff, I was like, oh yeah, this is not super fun. But I do also enjoy putting out these longer form videos. Yeah. Yeah, it's just finding the balance for keeping track of everything is what it is for me. Trying to get a balance of what I posted on YouTube versus TikTok, and trying to make it flow and work between the two of them. Just because TikTok is so much faster pace, I can put out a lot more content on there versus what I'm like 2 months behind on updates for the shop on YouTube. So the last 2 videos I have right now will catch me up to my current spot where I'm at. So that'll be nice. That's right, Digger. And then just say Ciabatta. that content should be coming out soon. I did link in the description of this video. They clipped out the section of their podcast talking about coming up here. It's like a 12-minute section. And I think they're going to do more on it when the actual full thing is released. I know a lot of it's going to be on Patreon. Yeah. I know they're going to put a bunch on YouTube and stuff. And I think they're sending me like everything as well. So I'm going to ask if I can cut some stuff up too to like put out on my social media stuff. So I'll update everyone when that comes out. I still don't know yet. They're still editing. They got like 5-6 hours of footage. Yeah. So between like 3 cameras. So there's a lot to go through. Yeah, he's Alex, the one that's been helping me with electrical and stuff. I'm going to talk to him next week about doing like an explanation video, because he's an actual electrician. He really understands like all the components and stuff. So I thought about seeing if he'd want to shoot a video with me, like going through and explaining our whole electrical system, because I didn't even do an electric, like how we ran it into the building, all the phases and all that. So I thought it'd be neat for that'd be a super cool him to actually break it down, get the technical terms on everything. Yeah, no, that'd be sweet. Ask him if he knows about 3-phase converters. I
I was actually picking his brain that day when you called me. He was here. So.
Oh, good. He's like, yeah, that guy's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if the way it surged and what it burnt up, I'd be very surprised if it did any major damage to your actual like motor and stuff in your.
Yeah, I think the grinder's fine
because it burnt up the disconnect and your converter. So
right. Yeah. So fingers crossed. My buddy who does some electrical work, he was over helping me with all of it, and he's like, I was talking to him about it when we like kind of finally figured out it was the converter and not the grinder itself. He was like, well, that's dumb. Like, so we're going to put a second disconnect from the converter to the grinder just in case this happens again. So if we get a power surge from the line, it'll save the converter and everything. And if we get a power surge from the grinder itself, it'll protect it on that end. Because I don't want to play this game again. Again, it's a I think it's a $400 converter, which sucks. But it could be way worse next time.
It's better than a $40,000 grinder.
Pretty much. And it's because
what your grinder is worth new.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And as is right now, 25.
Oh yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. Because the other night when I was trying to help you troubleshoot it, I looked it up and it came up. It was like $42,000 for that model with the foot pedal.
And I got it for $400. Hey, stop moving. Yeah, so it's all just fun, but it's like because thinking back on it now, how I was describing how it happened. Again, I put one lug of cubed up trim in. It was starting to go, then it started to clog up a bit. I had that moment where I was like, I should probably stop. I don't know, like it looked like it was starting to move a little bit, and then there was just a pop and a massive flash of light, and I was like, thinking back on it, and again, wishful thinking, I was like, oh, it was the disconnects, like that breaking or whatever, or like that tripping. And now I'm thinking back on it, I'm like, you dumbass, the disconnect door is closed. You're not going to see that. And the entire back end of the converter is just open aluminum. Like, naturally, that was the cause of the giant beam of light that entered the fucking butcher shop. Like, it wasn't the closed converter that had this tiny singe mark in the disconnect.
Well, that's what I was telling you. Like, I've had that issue. I've had that issue with full 3-phase power running to a mixer grinder like that with frozen meat. Like the meat was too froze. So with you using the converter, that motor is never getting the actual amount of energy it needs.
Right.
It's never going to pull the full amount. You can't get 3-phase power out of a single phase. All it's doing is it's taking and stepping that up just enough to get your motor running and push it through. So when it jammed in it, and it essentially jammed the motor, the worm in the throat of it up, it created that power surge because it's trying to draw more power that it could never get from the supply.
Right. Never a dull moment. And then, of course, the joys of like secondhand equipment. Yeah, I saw that. Trioak says it was the Rapture. I wouldn't know. There's no way I was heading up there. Like, it would have been like, all right. Like the hard part, at that moment, Kyle realized he effed up. Yeah, I absolutely did. It was an absolute, like, no, like, slow-mo. Like, no, it was awful. But the other fun part about dealing with secondhand equipment is there have also been so many people that have also already worked on this piece of equipment that aren't Hobart certified. Like, this thing has been out of the system for a long time. So even going through it, not thinking about the converter and stuff like that, like I wanted to go through it anyway. And even just going through it, how many singed connections and like random wires that weren't like in the right spot was like, oh, I'm glad we went through this. Now, hopefully, now that the converter's going to be fixed, we didn't screw anything up like dealing with it then. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's never a dull moment. But the thing that was throwing us off about the converter was everything still powers up the exact same way. All the same lights are on. Nothing is off. And the thing that was throwing us off with the grinder itself is the foot pedal is connected with its own single phase connection. So every time we pressed on the foot pedal, the switch for the foot pedal would engage in the grinder. So we'd hear that switch and the converter would draw for power. And we'd see that go up and down. And it wasn't until I put the multimeter on it, we were getting 220 going into the converter, and we were getting 004 coming out of the converter. So it's like, I'm not an electrician, but I know what that is. I think that was a combination of the glitch and us both being slow readers, because Pitt put in a comment that was more than one sentence, and we were both for the audio listeners. Pip says, like a 20-year-old car or dating in your 40s.
My computer was lagging again, so I didn't want to react.
No, all right. But on your side of the fence, the shop looks like it's coming along amazing.
Yeah. We've come strides. If it wasn't for the holiday next week, I would comfortably say that we would have all the cooling units in place where they need to be, a good chunk of the electrical done, and all the steel work done by the end of this week coming up.
Nice.
The steel work, I'd be surprised. The steel work should be done this week coming up. The Amish are coming back Tuesday. So I think Tuesday, Wednesday can wrap it up. They work pretty quick. We got doors to hang. Hopefully my hinges come by then, so we can have the doors finished and hung in the cooler doors. Other than that, like, it's just hanging units. We're pouring concrete pad for the outside condenser units Monday, and we'll let it cure. We'll probably set those in place Wednesday. That'll let us. I'm not sure if the HVAC guy is going to work the 4th and the 5th. I haven't really talked to him, but we did tell him we're in a time constraint. But hopefully we'll be able to have it all running by the 2nd week of July, like the actual units running.
That's fucking awesome. Hell yeah. So you talking about the cooler doors sent me back a memory. So I gotta ask, because I feel as though this is among people who have worked in slaughterhouses and have had the big cooler doors that are big enough for a half a beef to stroll through. At least once a day, opening and closing those doors. Yeah. In my head, the Jurassic Park theme song would come on, where it's just like, it just reminds me of the doors opening into Jurassic Park. Just those massive freaking doors. Just go, welcome to Jurassic Park. And just open the freezer door.
Yeah. Yeah, these things are massive doors, but that's the only way to make the cooler setup that we have work. They're 12 foot by just shy of 4 foot, I think.
Oh my god. Door. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait to put the first animal through this system and just run it.
And see all the spots that you weren't thinking about something.
Yes.
Exactly.
And the bad part is
all the spots.
The bad part is by the time we get everything running, it's fair season. So it's not like I'm going into it real slow and easy so I can correct stuff. No, it's like full bore, balls to the wall, chaos right away. Like it's
you don't even have a nozzle,
or I'm screwed.
You don't even have a nozzle on the hose. You just took a machete to the end of it and just went shink. Here we go.
Yes,
I don't envy you. That's
pretty much.
I know how screwed I am right now, and I'm like, I can't imagine.
Yeah. Well, with the new shop and the new equipment that we purchased, great cost, but a lot of backups. We've got 3 cooling units. We've got 2 walk-in freezers now. We've got 2 grinders. There's probably a good chance with the USDA stuff, we're going to be buying a second meat saw to replace our used one. So all of my old equipment I'm keeping and shoving in a corner somewhere and fixing it.
Yes. Absolutely. That's the best thing you can do.
Well, I got weeks where I've got 6, 7 beef in a week coming in.
Oh.
I can't afford to be down for 2, 3 days. Equipment, decides not to work. So, and that I've got some batches of pigs upwards of 9 or 10, all coming in the same day.
Right. Oh.
So
that's not fun.
And we're still booking. I just booked 2 more beef and 6 hogs. I know I have 2 more beef, and I think I have to look at my computer if I put them in or not, but I'm almost thinking that I've got another 2 beef and another 6 beef to book. So, I'm way over what, I was doing before.
Right. Should be fun.
Yeah.
Yep. And
stressful is what it's going to be. But
no, absolutely.
with the new setup, it's going to make stuff so much easier and so much more efficient. It's just getting all the, it's all new. I got to figure it out. I got to get all my processes refigured out, and remastered now. So,
well, that's the hardest part is you get so used to not doing it efficiently because of what you have, like what you're doing, like what you have to do on a daily basis to work in this field when you're doing it like we are, that it's like when you finally have all that stuff again, you have to reteach yourself how to use this equipment for its purpose. Like, and in the end, you're going to be way faster and it's going to be great, but you have to relearn all of it. You have to get used to it again.
Well, nonetheless, but not also relearn and get used to all the flow, because the flow is going to be completely different than it was. But also efficiency, like, okay, I have to have this many animals every week to make it worth running these compressors and condensers and running this bigger freezer and running the slaughter floor. There's a lot more space, so I need to bring in a lot more animals on a weekly basis.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. It's like, I mean, it's business where it's all of these tools and everything that makes everything way more efficient is also very expensive. So with efficiency comes volume. You need to have the volume in order to keep up with that efficiency.
Yep.
There's a reason I'm still at a
and that's where the USDA
walk-in.
Yeah. And that's where the USDA stuff's coming in, because we have a lot of local farmers that sell individual product that we are targeting to pick up. So, because they're animals and to be processed.
Right.
I'm hoping to pick some of those people up so I have a flow of work year round and not just in the fall. So
right. And that's huge. That's massive. That is the other side of the hurdle of just like, oh yeah, there's steady clientele. Meh.
yeah.
Helpful.
Yeah. So and we have enough overhead now into this building and business that I have to have steady clientele. Like,
right.
It's not like, 100,000 in a small shop. You can have a couple months where you're really slow and you'll be okay. Like, it's going to pay itself off over time. But ideally, you want to stay steady. But when you start getting, upwards over that, you want work at least monthly to keep utility bills paid. And, we have internet and the electric and, all of our monthly expenses on top of normal paychecks.
Right. Yay, small business ownership. Woo!
Yeah. Yep.
That's what I feel like sometimes. There are days where I get like, I've been a pouty puss. And I'll admit to everyone on here, I already admitted to everyone on TikTok, I bought a pack of cigarettes this week. I only smoked about half the pack and I threw the rest away. I had a little pity party for myself and I bought myself a pack of Marlboro Black Milds. And they were fucking incredible and I miss them every single day. But I threw out the other half a pack. So, but there are moments where you're just like in the middle of this, like, this sucks. I don't want to work for myself. I want to go work for somebody and clock in 9 to 5 or 7 to 3 and just go home. Like, this sucks. And then right after that, it's like, no, obviously my life is way better.
Yeah, go home and leave work at work. And
yeah. So I feel for you. I feel for you, and you're fucking kicking ass, and it's fucking awesome. It's awesome to see.
Yeah. Every day the progress is crazy. How far we come on a daily basis. Like, at the end of the day, I'm busting my ass and I'm super grateful for the guys that I have here helping me and seeing the progress daily. Like, I walk out there and I'm like, this is more than I could ever thought that, where I'd be at this moment. So I'm super grateful, but it's still that stress factor knowing what's coming after it's finished and what I have to do to make everything work. I have full confidence that I'm going to make it work. I will. It's just the type of person I am. I'll be out here, I'm already out here usually 7 days a week and in hopes that someday it evens out and levels out, but I'll do what it takes to make my business successful and build an awesome customer base and get a good name for myself out there. So I'm overly excited. And that too, I've slowed down on the YouTube stuff, but like TikTok has kind of re-sparked
it takes the place.
Creator side of stuff too. Just because it's fast paced and you see the growth a lot faster. It's like, okay, this is worth it. I need to spend some amount of my time this week to do this.
And your content you're putting out is fucking fantastic. Like, it's great. Are you seeing it? I haven't been to your channel.
There. Like, there's definitely stuff I want to change.
Right. It's like, now that you've been in it for a while, it's so different than YouTube. Like, even down to like how you edit is so different.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's
I was just talking like to Alex the other day, and I really like the fact that you can like put music in the background and tone it down and just have a little bit of background noise to kind of, it just gives that, it keeps people's attention easier, I think, than just plain sound or plain, you talking and explaining things.
My new thing that I've been trying to work in that seems to be working well is, again, a lot of my videos now are talking about the pigs and like walking people through the pig pens and yelling out Toby, all that stupid shit. But again, and now I'm part of the creator program where it's the videos need to be over a minute in order to get into that. So it's like I'm talking about the pigs for a minute. And so now what I do is I bounce back from the pigs to my face talking, then back to the pigs, then back to my face talking, because that just break and screen to a different thing almost like resets. Like, oh, now I'm invested to see what happens after this kind of thing. So it's something. I'm not sure.
We had Justin in for the first time last week, right?
Yeah, I did see that. Welcome back, Justin.
Yep. I see you back in. Yeah, thanks for stopping back and checking us out.
We appreciate it. I'm amazed. I'm amazed people still download.
Yeah, the way I'm looking at, I know. Yeah. We're doing something right. We're getting there.
There are
the way I've
consistently 32 people that listen to this podcast every week.
Beautiful. But
right.
Yeah, I've switched my mindset on how I'm creating the content. I'm looking at it as I'm trying to keep the attention of my toddlers when my kids were toddlers versus I'm put like
teaching
my long form stuff. I still want to keep it super educational and go into detail, but I'm bringing my videos down shorter. Like I'm trying to keep them under 15 minutes. If possible. I'm not saying that I won't ever have longer videos again, but I just noticed they do better. Like
I'm adapting that same mindset. Yeah. No, like the 40-minute long like breakdown videos, some of them take off, but most of them it's like no one's clicking on a 40-minute video. 10-minute video, 11-minute video, 15-minute video. Yeah, they'll click on it. But 40 minutes, it's like that sounds like an investment.
Well, the only people that are watching a 40-minute long video is there because they're specifically looking for that exact thing, and they want to watch every piece of that video to gain as much knowledge out of it as they can. So you might pick up one out of every 100,000 people coming across searching that specific thing that you're doing in that video.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. I was gonna say, or it's your friend and you're watching their content, and then I'm like, everyone I talk to who does content, it's like, oh, did you watch so and so's video? They're like, no, I'm guilty of it. I'm so guilty of it. It's like, oh, did you watch so and so's video? No, I absolutely didn't. I love him. I love them to death.
Yep.
I did not watch it.
So I tried to do my best, but I've been so busy lately, I've barely even gotten content out, let alone actually getting to watch other people's content. And it sucks because I'm starting to catch up on some of Tyler's content. Chase with the Murray Grey cattle, Broken Arrow Farms. I'm trying to catch up. Broken Arrow's on TikTok and stuff, so I've been catching his short form content more. Just because I want to support these guys. These guys are it's part of our small group of guys that are trying to grow their content. So, I do as much as I can to support them.
Right.
But it is tough. Like I am having a hard time getting long view content, actually sit down and watch it, all the way through. So,
Well, it's the hardest.
Someday I'll slow down.
Yeah. Well, it's like I wish I could watch more like while I'm working, but we're working with knives all day. I can't also watch a YouTube video. But it's like, so that's where like I listen to all my podcasts and stuff like that. And by the time I come in at night, I want to spend some time with the wife, and she loves all you folks, but she doesn't exactly want to watch that either. So I got to wait till she goes to bed. Yeah. And then I'm like, I'm going to watch something stupid.
Yep.
Like
TikTok, here I come.
Yeah, exactly. And especially
I personally have seen. I first-handedly have seen Kyle's algorithm from like multiple videos he's shared to me, and my specific comment was, I need ADHD medicine to keep up with his algorithm. It's insane.
My Instagram, my Instagram is so much worse. My Instagram might be a hate crime. I really think it might be. It's so aggressive, just mentally and physically disabled people just doing wacky antics. I don't know, or just falling off stuff. It's the funniest thing on the planet. But that is almost exclusively my Instagram. Like, it's almost to the point where I look at it and I'm like, who do they think I am? That this is just what they're and then I'm giggling and I'm sending out the next 5 videos that I just saw, to the point that everyone, Canadian Farmstead is not here tonight. Yeah. I've made it my personal mission to, every time I go on Instagram, to just do like a couple 1-2 jabs at Canadian Farmstead's Instagram algorithm, to the point that he no longer opens them. He just goes, did not open, no. Like, but yeah, my TikTok algorithm.
I'm surprised Canadian's not in here tonight.
I know, what the heck. We know Digger. I appreciate Digger so much. Digger watches all of my videos and stuff, and he does. He comments on all of them.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. We appreciate it, Digger. We really do. And we know there are people out there that love the longer videos. And I like a longer video. But it's, again, not even just keeping people's attention, just the editing process. People don't understand how long it takes to edit a 40-minute final video. You're editing for 3 hours. Like, if you edit like I edit, you're editing for 2-3 hours to get everything trimmed up right, sound effects, fast forward, like time lapse, stuff like that. Like, the amount of energy that goes into a 40-minute video, and then you look at it 2 weeks later, and there's 63 views. That it's just like, oh.
Yeah. Yep.
But no, you just got to keep punching at it. I mean, I listen to a podcast every week, the Unsubscribed podcast, a bunch of military vets, and like they talk about content and guns and things like that. But they usually get pretty heavy into content on like usually during every episode, they get heavy into content and like how it works, how people have made it, how people haven't made it, like what they did. And it's like, I was listening to one the other day. This dude did YouTube for 8 years, had over 800 videos up, 3 different channels. And he finally looked at his wife and was like, well, here's the plan. I'm going to do a YouTube channel, but this time it's going to work. And it's like, in 5 months, he had 5 million followers or 5 million subscribers and was making money on it. And it's like, like, it's out there. It is like, this part isn't fun.
Yeah, and it does. It takes longer. I'm gaining, like, as long as I keep posting shorts and I'm not as consistent as I used to be, but I'm still gaining followers. I'm not even close to being where I want to be, but it takes time, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and it's like, there's a thing about it too, where it's like,
but
the way these build and the way these grow is with consistency. If you are consistently putting out content, you're consistently putting out videos, you will consistently grow. And it's hard when what you're filming and what the content you're putting out is what you actually do for work and what you're actually doing, because you still have to do those things on top of doing all the content and stuff. Like, I'm not saying like all the Twitch streamers and all the people that put out other random content don't work hard for their content. Because at this point of how far I'm into this, I would never say that. Like, it's all a bear. It is. But break down a half a cow, film it, edit it, then put it on YouTube. Then come talk to me.
Yeah. Yep. But while I'm thinking of it, the 20th of July, I might have to do the podcast from the car, just so everyone's aware.
All right.
That day, I am doing a grazing class with Joe Salatin, so super excited about it.
Fancy pants. Well, hell, we'll let you go off and enjoy your vacation. We'll pull Tyler up from the bench. We'll get his numbers back up. He still wants to beat you. Yeah. He still wants to beat you on how many times you've been on the podcast. So we'll give him another number.
I don't know. I might be like overly excited. I'm not going to talk to you guys about it.
Oh no, dude, you don't have to explain it to me. You've seen the pictures of when I met Joel Salatin, and I looked like a 14-year-old meeting Britney Spears for the first time. I was like, oh my God, it's Joel Salatin. And 99.9% of the population would be like, why is he so excited about meeting this old guy? Like, but no, that'll be fun. You were mentioning that last time. And then we'll tease it a little bit. We were talking after the podcast last time about possibilities of me coming out to SRF a little early and doing some collabs, doing some work together. So that'll be fun. Everyone get excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be, that I'm not sure if I'm going to have somebody else here or not by then. So we might be able to catch a bunch of content that
perfect.
We're doing it.
Yeah. It'll be fun regardless. And if we can't, we bust it out.
Getting super laggy.
Well, we're right up here at an hour, so let's just go ahead. Let's plug it out, and we'll do a test at some point this week. So at some point this week, pay attention to YouTube. I probably won't post it in any of the groups or anything like that. But if you're on YouTube and all of a sudden you see Meet the Critters pop up, we're doing a test. So don't get too excited.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we'll get it figured out because it is getting annoying. I thought it was just like a week or two, but at this point it's been 3 or 4 weeks.
Right.
It's been happening to us.
So we'll get it figured out. Well, Joe, where can everyone find you?
Yep. Here on Meet the Critters, usually every Saturday. YouTube and TikTok and Facebook at Blakesley Acres. Telegram group, Critter Crew. And I think that's it. I didn't miss anything.
No, you got it. You nailed it. And as always, you can find me everywhere at BackwoodsButcher603. That is TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, even though it is a wasteland that I should probably do more on. And I don't. Also, there is the Critter Crew. That is the Telegram group that we have where I want to say it's a great spot, a great community of people interested in butchering and farming and all of those type of things. That's super informational, but it usually just breaks down into chaos as soon as one of us logs into it. So it's usually a good time. So go hang out over there with us. I think we got something like 34 people in there now. But yeah, go follow us over there. And I'll just plug it again. 36. We're getting up there. Look at us. Affluent.
Big time.
Big time. We're big time people now. There is a link in the description of this video and audio for the Stuff Island podcast clip about them talking about coming up here and working on the farm for the day. So when more videos and content of that comes out, I will let everybody know. So I appreciate all you fine folks. I appreciate you watching. Don't know why you do or don't know why you listen, but I love that you do. So everybody, have yourself a fantastic rest of your week, and we will see you next Saturday.